Hello. Um, I know this isn't usually the normal kind of video that I make. Obviously, this is a little bit out of the ordinary. Hello, hi. My face up close is big. But I did talk about it a little bit on the live stream yesterday. Um, I wanted to make a video sort of regarding Etika's passing. And also, I apologize if I'm looking down here because usually my camera is right here, but it's up here for this because I'm using a different camera, so the quality is a little bit better. But I wanted to make a video on it for a couple of reasons. And originally, I wanted to do this whole, like really highly edited video where, but I don't know. I had an idea for it, but I was like, you know what? I think just kind of me sitting down and talking about it would be a little bit better. And I wanted to make the video because Etika has had such a profound impact on not just me and YouTube and watching content and creating content, but just like, over the years, he's had such a big impact on my life, and I know plenty of other people's lives. I'm going to need water throughout this video. I apologize. So I just wanted to kind of talk about it, and it's not going to be addressing any of the it's terrible that whenever somebody passes away, there has to be drama, which is ridiculous. But I'm not going to be addressing any of that. That's not the point of this video. I want to just talk about me and Etika. That sounds like weird, but I guess just like my experiences and I don't know, just overall thoughts on everything. Might be a little bit more sensitive of a video. I don't know if I'm gonna cry. Originally, I was gonna do this video like the day that we found out that the body in the river was his. But I was like, no, you know what? That whole day was really sad too. Like, you can ask my boys at work. They were like, I told them and they were like, they knew I was sad. But anyway, yeah. So I wanted a little sleep on it a little bit and kind of like get my thoughts a little bit more collected. And then the next day after that, I was just so exhausted I needed to sleep in, and it was just like, I couldn't get the time that I wanted because I wanted to sit down and really take the time with the video, and not only that, again, like, share my thoughts properly and also not be like too emotional, right? So here we are now. This is the time that we're doing it. So let's start talking about it. So, to my knowledge, and a lot of you that know me know I have a terrible memory. To my knowledge, I started watching Etika, or at least like the first time I saw him, I believe was around the Mewtwo reaction. I know I've seen some of his Pokemon stuff and some of his other videos before that, like, he was in a couple different houses, and you can kind of identify the era of the video by what the background was in like the house, like when he was living with his roommate, and all those other people. Like the whole Nate wants to battle thing was before that. So, and I went back and watched some of his other content, but I believe that was the start. So that's like basically 5 years that I've been watching this man, which is crazy. And just like, obviously, all of his reactions to stuff is really fun. Like the Smash reactions are obviously like, one of the biggest things that he's known for. And obviously me being a big fan of Smash, I mean, there's a Pokemon pillow right there behind me. Like that was obviously, a big appeal for me. And not only that, just like, I don't know, he just seemed like a really funny guy. He was very goofy, very out there. I kind of like that sort of thing. I'm a very goofy and out there guy myself. So, it really resonated with me. A lot of the stuff he did was really cool, obviously being a Nintendo head. And all of his, like, edited videos were really good, too, I felt like. Like, I always enjoyed watching it. Like, every time I knew one came out, even if it was about some, like, random topic, I was like, yep, this one's gonna be a pretty good one. So, yeah, I was watching his content for a long time. I remember when the origin of the Joy-Con boys first happened. we were all discussing in our little group chat, me and my friends, like, how did he get it? You know, did he get it early? Um, all this other stuff. Also, I think this is annoying me. Hold on, let me adjust it. I think I'm blurry a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now we're in HD, baby. Um, but no, remember discussing it with my friends. Like, oh, is it real? Is it fake? We were trying to like identify the little inconsistencies with the Switch and the real one from pictures that we'd seen and stuff like that. It was a pretty good time. It definitely had the rest of the internet up in a little bit of a rise too. And of course, eventually we found out that it was fake, which, ironic considering one of his most famous lines, but it was still a very good time, like kind of trying to debunk it and find out everything and whatnot. Um, yeah, that was a lot of fun. No, and then like every live stream, was always something interesting. I just felt like he exerted this like, I don't know, just sort of welcoming aura, I guess. I don't really know how to put it. Like even on a stream, like the joke like stall boys. Even when he was just like stalling, or even if he was just like sitting there or whatever, I always found the streams really interesting, or just like watch them. I don't know if it was just because of him, or just how he reacted to things. I'm sure, I mean, obviously him, watching his content for him, right? So every stream of his was very entertaining, and I don't know, like his tenacity, I guess, on the platform, is a very big thing. He tried many times to make it big before. I think he even had his channel taken down before. Like he purposely had it taken down before, and all kinds of stuff. It's just a very entertaining personality, and someone who seemed like he really welcomed everybody, and who was, just genuinely like on the inside a really good person. Um, and like I don't know, his influence is just so crazy. Like all of my friends who are kind of in like the gaming sphere know who he is. That was a little feather I just brushed off on my desk. You probably saw that float by. Um, you know, all my boys who are kind of in that sphere with me knew who he was. And his impact was certainly like huge. Like people even outside of like I don't know, the sort of sphere of the kind of content that he made knew who he was. And like he had just had such a profound impact that even people who didn't really watch his content like knew who he was, and knew how like influential he was, and knew how passionate his fans were and everything. And just like he was very impactful, I guess is the word. I know that's something that he wanted to, something that he talked about a lot towards the end. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, in terms of the YouTube thing, a lot of the way that he ran his channel was something that I was kind of inspired by. Heck, in the beginning, I called the like my subscribers or whatever, you guys, the Docom boys, right? That's actually the name of a Discord server. Um, it's kind of a little nod to the Joy-Con boys. I think I am gonna keep that. At least just in the name, the Discord just kind of has a little bit of a memento to him. Um, and obviously to the Joy-Con boys as a whole. But the way that he ran his channel just seemed like when he wanted to do stuff, he would do it. When he wanted to stream, he would stream, and people would come through. And he really just kind of made the content that he wanted, and just kind of ran his channel the way he wanted, and didn't necessarily like, I guess, conform to the YouTube algorithm. And I definitely for the channel take a lot of inspiration for that. Like on Fridays, that's my day that I stream, because that's like when I like to stream. But I kind of just do it whenever I want to, or like for some uploads, sometimes I'll just upload a video whenever I want to. Like I kind of have a schedule, but not really. And I'm a little bit more of a schedulized person, but I definitely think that that sort of like mindset I really like in terms of YouTube, because it's just kind of doing what you want and it's doing it how you like. And I don't know, just I don't really know how to properly describe like how much of an impact I guess he made, and it's a really surreal and really weird thing because, in my lifetime, I've never had someone like this for me. So, oh, I forgot the camera's right there. Sorry, I was brushing something off up there. I forget. I think it's down here on my laptop. My bad. But excuse me. There hasn't really been like someone, or at least this influential to me. Like celebrities pass away. Celebrities from older people's, like time, or celebrities that are like more big name maybe. Um, and but like there hasn't really been a, I don't know if I call, I mean, I guess Etica's technically a celebrity, like a an influencer, whatever you want to call him, right? That's passed away that was really so important to me personally and a lot of people around me so personally. Um, that it's just a very surreal thing and a very odd thing, because you never think it's gonna happen, and the way that it happened too was just so sad. And like you literally just like watched him break down, right? Um, there was no, like, it was sad because of so many different reasons, but it almost felt like preventable if, like, I don't know what they would have, how something could have been done, but like he had those two mental breakdowns, and a lot of people were kind of like clowning on him for it, and like they didn't really see it as like him as sort of a call for help without him saying that, or that he needed help rather, and he didn't think that he needed help, but he needed it. A lot of people thought he was doing it for attention. A lot of people weren't loyal. Um, but in the end, it kind of came back to bite everyone in the butt, I guess, because obviously what happened. Um, and Etika too. Like, I think he just kind of realized, right, everything that he did wrong. Because it was super scary. That like his final like goodbye video, whatever. I could not bring myself to watch it. I saw it and I was like, no, I can't watch this. But I did skim over the description, and it was just so scary seeing that like he wrote it in the past tense, like he was already dead. That to me was just like he that like in his mind he was already gone, right? And he scheduled the video to be up, when I think he was either like on his way to, where he was going to finish, or like he was already passed away. But regardless, though, he wrote it with the mindset that he was already gone. It was so sad. It's like obviously it's so sad, but like you know, I guess maybe he just felt like he couldn't redeem himself for everything that he'd done. But like, there's always somebody who loves you, and there's always someone who will be there to help you, especially with things like that. And you can always come back from that, even if you're like a celebrity and your name may be tarnished. At least to the people who really care about you, you'll still be here, and obviously they care about you, right? Your reputation doesn't matter as long as you're alive. And I don't want to completely make this about um, like the whole mental health thing, which is an issue, by the way. It's definitely not taken seriously, but that's not the focus of this video. But if you do need help, obviously seek help. I know that's been said a lot in this whole like sphere of him passing away. I definitely don't need to restate it, but I definitely you know support that. But it's so crazy too that like the he went into a mental facility, I know twice, I think it was 3 times, And every single time he got released, and they're like, "Oh, you're fine, you can leave." How does that happen? The man died. He, like, literally, you know, what happened. Like, I don't understand how this system, right, can keep failing like that over and over and over. And I know we've seen a lot of cases of that recently. Um, and it's just so crazy to me that, like, this thing that's supposed to help everybody and be like, oh, if you really are having mental trouble, come here, can fail someone to that so much that they, take their own life. Um, and as somebody too who, in the past and, now struggles with some different mental issues, right? It's just so, and not only scary to me, right, that that's the case, that, like, I, am also afraid for other people, right, that if they're in a situation worse than I am, because I'm definitely nowhere near that, but for people who are a lot closer to that edge, right? It's a very, unsettling thing that the, biggest one of, at least the biggest things it's supposed to help has failed so many people so many times. And, you know, nobody deserves to be left out of that. But it's crazy too that, like, somebody who had such a big influence and impact on other people too, um I don't know, because it's like, and this is, I guess, kind of a different point from that. I'm, you know sort of still kind of all over the place, even though I'm trying to have my thoughts be collected. um yeah, no, this is a different thought entirely. I That wasn't a good transition. Like, what I was kind of thinking is, they didn't, no, no, like, okay, wait, let me regather my thoughts, right? It's obviously the priority of the, you know person that's sitting in that chair comes first. But I don't, I do wonder too if, like, those people realize the impact that he had, and that, what would be the result if something bad did happen to him, and how the mental states of all the other people that, would be effective if something happened to him. That's what I was thinking in that. Which is not what you should be thinking, or you should focus on the person sitting in the chair first, right? Um, but either way, though, like, to kind of use that as a transition, but not really. Like, it's it's so crazy to me how a person who, like, literally doesn't even know your name can have such a big impact on you as a person, and, like, a lot of the things that you do, and a lot of the things that you look at, or a lot of the ways that you look at things. And that's the case for so many people. Etika had so many different subscribers, and, like, he never, I don't think he ever reached that milli mark, but definitely millions of people, right, know his name, and I think have felt his influence in some way or another. So it's just so crazy to me that literally the guy doesn't even know, like, just my name, anyone's name, and he makes such a big impact. Um, yeah. So I guess that's everything I gotta say. Um, we'll obviously miss him dearly. Again, if you need help, reach out to someone that you trust. You know, get help, find help. There's so many different sources out there for it. Taking your life is not worth it for the struggle that you're going through now. Anything that's happening in your life, you can get through it. I can definitely attest to that. And, we're all going to miss him. I definitely think that, this is a little bit of a wake up call, too, for a lot of different things in YouTube and mental health and all that. But regardless, though, you know, I am probably, you know, probably not probably, you know, it's gonna something that I'm gonna carry with me the rest of my life, definitely. Um, and dude, he was so young. Speaking of that, 29 years old. That's crazy. He still had his whole life ahead of him. Like, not even thinking about, you know, all the stuff that he, you know, loved. Like, he'll never get to see, you know, like, you know, new Smash characters and like the new Pokemon game and like all that. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, the rest of his whole life, like all of your, you know, biggest, most important like life experiences and like all of your, you know, your whole like, you know, like having a family and everything. Like, he said all of that ahead of him. So sad. But anyway, to Etika's family, I wish you all the best. To the mom, I'm so sorry you lost both of your sons to that. That's absolutely terrible. Um, but yeah, prayers to Etika's family, Desmond Amofa's family, I guess I should say. Thank you for giving us such a wonderful human being that we were able to enjoy, even if it was for such a short time. Um, you know, definitely gonna remember, you know, the Joy-Con boys as long as I have this Switch here sitting on my desk here. Um, yeah, I don't really know how to end this video. um, so I guess I'm just gonna say, Epic Me 2 out, and please have yourself a damn good